Hello, this is NinjaBob and welcome to episode number 13 of Hollow Mountain. And yep, that's Hollow Mountain there in the background behind me, looking beautiful and yeah, hiding a lot of secrets inside it these days. It has to be said, we've come a long way in only, well, 12, now 13 episodes. We spawned just over there and we come out and we spotted this mountain and said, wow, what a load of potential that thing's got. And then we fell down a hole. And then we got up and we carried on talking and we said, yeah, what a lot of potential that thing over there has got. And, well, yeah, it's starting to take shape now. The amount of stuff we've done so far, it's pretty impressive. First of all, I've lost the button to get into the place. Let's push the button and make our way into our secret entrance, and I'll show you what's happened. In the last episode, which was a little bit longer than our usual episode, but it was pretty complex, to be honest. But yeah, we got there in the end, and there's a bit of a spoiler over there, and a spider. Oh, okay. I was just about to say, one of the things that's pretty rare in this place is having beasties spawn in here. It hardly ever happens, and yeah, what do you know? Now we've had it happen. You know what it is? Because I've been doing some redstone experiments just here, and I've obviously let it get a bit dark. So let me stick a few torches down. We'll fix that. I will explain what this is all about because it's kind of relevant to what we're doing today. But first of all, I wanted to show you what happened since the end of the last video. The last video, which ended up going on a lot longer than I expected, was because the slaughterhouse took a lot longer to get working and get fixed and get right than I hoped, and it meant that we didn't really get a chance to do this thing. And this is my steakhouse. This is my restaurant where you can come and eat your steaks. So what we were working on was the sort of behind the scenes bit where the steaks are prepared. But yeah, we wanted to do a restaurant, didn't we? And I was going to make today's episode about finishing the restaurant, but you know, it's a pretty, I wouldn't say straightforward, but you know, just building a building. It just seemed a bit boring, so I sort of did that off camera. This is it basically. We've got this nice cow design. We're using the birchwood planks. We've got a nice wonky roof up there and a nice big chimney at the top there. And you might have spotted the fire inside. I'll take you inside and we'll show you what's going on here. So this is my restaurant. So it's sort of kind of oldie-worldy building, but a sort of a modern looking inside with quartz chairs and iron. What are these called? Pressure plates, iron pressure plates as tabletops. I think these look really nice. We've got this massive fireplace, massive fireplace. And again, I need to get some. Find an abandoned mine shaft so that I can get. I've got silk touch shears, but I need to be able to find some cobwebs. I'm going to use cobwebs to make smoke coming out of my big chimney up there. And yeah, so if you didn't see the last episode, this is what we were actually working on. Was behind the counter, and down here is the actual slaughterhouse where we get our steaks from. And I will just give you a quick example of how this all works. I don't think I've got any wheat. Typical, I've got one piece of wheat. What you need is 16 bits of wheat. There are 16 cows trapped in here, all in pairs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 16. And what you do is you come down with your 16 wheat. You breed them, so you feed them so that they breed. The babies fall through the system and trundle down to the front, where you can see them stacked up here. And eventually they grow up like these guys have. And then, well, if you're a vegetarian, you might want to look away now because it's not the most pleasant thing, but it is very, very, very efficient. And that's why we did this, to be honest, because I've got some other big projects that we're working on, and I wanted a constant and steady supply of food, and that's what we now have because we can push this button, and the lava pops out of here. And the cows catch fire, the lava retracts, and if we just have a quick look inside this chest, you'll see I've got 56. Oh, there we go. It's starting to stack up now. So you can see the leather coming through and the steaks coming through, all pre-cooked because we've killed them by burning them. So yeah, instead of just farming raw beef, we are actually getting steaks. And the leather is quite handy as well. The leather isn't quite as effective as it could be. I guess if I wanted a lot of leather for some reason, then what I could do is come down here with a luting sword and kill the cows manually. And that would get me a lot more leather. But as it stands, I tend to get about 2 cooked steak for every cow plus a piece of leather on average. So yeah, it's very, very efficient, very, very useful, and yeah, I'm really pleased with the way it turned out. Like I said, it was a lot of work. Last episode in particular, getting the redstone timing right, and we had to demolish it like 3 times and then rebuild it. But I think it's been worth it in the end. Actually, a big part of the challenge was just getting the cows into those little cells. But yeah, that's all done now. That's all done, and we finished the building. And like I say, I know I said I would do the building on camera, but You get the idea. We've all built houses before, haven't we? You know, it's one block on top of the other. I'm quite pleased with the way the roof and everything's gone, because I did go for a sort of deliberately... what's the word I'm looking for? But it's very bitty, you know. It's normally with roofs like my house over there and with this house over here. Although you try to sort of be a little bit random with it, you do tend to end up using staircase blocks and maybe the occasional slab, and it ends up being very uniform and very straight. And I wanted it to be very, very wonky and rustic and old-fashioned looking, not like it was run down, but just like it was a very, very old building, you know. And yeah, I think that works. I think it works in an unconventional kind of way, and a very beaten up old chimney out the top there. So yeah, very pleased with that. So let me tell you about my redstone experiment and what it's all about. And we will be heading in this episode over to the nether. Now, if you've been following the series, you might have a clue what that means. That means that we are going up onto the roof of the nether, and we are going to start work on our gold farm. Or I should correct myself, really. I have already started work on my gold farm. In fact, quite a lot of progress has been made already, but there is still a lot of work to do. I'm not going to be making... 10, 20 episodes about me doing this. I'm not going to be showing you block by block. But I thought I'd just quickly show you this thing, because the challenge with a gold farm is, first of all, building the thing without getting killed. And, there's been one or two accidents up in the nether, I don't mind telling you, but we'll get onto that in a bit. But yeah, the real challenge is, how do you kill the pigmen, keep yourself safe, gather up the gold, but more importantly, also gather up the XP. Now, that's quite tricky, and I've watched a lot of videos lately about different people's gold farms, Snow Crash, Dataless, a few other really good YouTubers that I'm quite big fans of, and I've watched what they've done. Doc M as well has got a great system, uses minecarts. And what I wanted to do, to be honest, is I didn't want to just copy any of them. I've tried to put my own sort of twist on this design. We are going for a design up in the sky and the top of the nether, a sort of circular design which you might have seen elsewhere. But what I wanted to do was keep the XP as close as I possibly could. And what I've decided to do is make use of all the slime blocks. If you didn't know, we have a slime farm down that wishing well there, leads down to bedrock, and I've got a slime farm down there. I won't show you that. You can skip back a few episodes if you want to see what that's all about. But we've got a slime farm, but it means we've got lots and lots of slime balls, and which means we can turn them into lots and lots of slime blocks. And those slime blocks can be used to make a little mechanism like this. Now let me just show you what this is going to do. When I push this button here, it sets off a little timer which extends this wall 3 blocks out. So let's just wait for it to retract. You should see it come all the way back to here, hopefully. And there it goes. Right, so that is where our wall is. But this thing extends 3 blocks out from there. And yeah, if you were, say, a beastie, say for example a zombie pigman, and that there was a wall just here, then you'd find yourself getting suffocated. And the timing you've just seen there, hopefully, is just enough to suffocate a zombie pigman. Now, I don't know for sure, because there's, well, I don't know if you've noticed, there's not many zombie pigmen around here, so I can't be 100% certain that it's going to be right, but I'm fairly sure that the timing is just about right, and the timing is done with this hopper clock. There are 13 items in there, and those 13 items make that hopper clock go, and this wall move just long enough, I hope, to crush a zombie pigman and kill it. So the idea is, I guess it's time to go to the nether, and I will show you what the idea is. So let's stop talking about it, but just bear that in mind. Keep that in mind, because that's an important part of the design. Some of the designs I've seen one guy that had the minecarts taking him back and forward collecting the XP, and that was like a semi-automatic system where he had to sort of stop periodically to pick up the XP. Then I've seen another one which was really clever, actually used a piston elevator, a piston and slime block elevator to take the player from the kill room down to collect the XP 40 blocks below, and then take him back up again, but all completely automatically. So he could go AFK, he could wander away from his machine and just, yeah, it would just gather up the gold and XP for him, which is absolutely awesome. And yeah, there are other systems. I've seen another system as well which uses slime blocks to fire the XP at you. So you stand sort of 40 blocks up in the air with the zombies being killed, zombie pigmen being killed, and then when the XP starts to gather up, a piston system fires the XP at you, which I thought that was really clever. But like I say, I didn't want to just copy somebody else's design. I wanted my own little unique spin on this. Now, I've obviously left my minecarts at the wrong end of the track here. They need to be down there somewhere. This is about 130, 140 blocks long, this track. And the reason we've come this far is that I'm hoping that when we're done with the XP farm, which I'm going to show you in a minute, but the idea is that when you come back down here and decide to go home, hopefully that journey is long enough that by the time you get back to the hole and start climbing back down into the nether, that the zombie pigmen will start to calm down and stop aggressing you. Because this entire farm is going to work on the basis that we attack the zombie pigmen and then let them attack us. So I guess without further ado, it's about time I took you up this thing. Now, it takes a little while. It's 100 blocks up in the air, literally 100 blocks. I counted them. And yeah, we are heading up towards the farm now. Now, the funny thing is, if you've ever been up onto the roof of the nether, it's actually very, very peaceful when you first get here. But here we go, starting to come into view. Now, keep a sharp eye. You might start to see some ghasts spawn. Now, I don't want to go too much into the mechanics of it all. But yeah, the way the nether works, or the way spawning works, there's nothing on the roof of the nether that is a valid block for anything to spawn. Nothing at all. Nothing can spawn on bedrock, and nothing will spawn in fresh air. So nothing will spawn up here when you first arrive. But as soon as you start placing blocks, you start creating valid spawn areas for beasties, for mobs. Primarily pigmen, but it does actually, the more blocks you place, the more valid blocks you place, like these ones here, the more beasties that can spawn. Now, we've had magmas up here. We've had ghasts up here, lots of ghasts, too many ghasts, but we've even had withers up here as well. So yeah, it's the bigger we build this thing, the more dangerous it becomes. But here, this is going to be our spawning platform, and already you can see that we've got zombie pigmen spawning. Now, there's not many at the moment, but give it a couple of minutes. We'll be up here for a little while, and you'll see it just grows and grows and grows. And we are going to have a second deck as well. So you can see I've just started marking that out. We're going to have a second deck, so you can have 2 layers of spawniness going on. Eventually, what's going to happen is I'm going to punch out an area here, 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 and on all 4 sides, basically. I'm going to have 4 sides of holes with trapdoors around the edge to trick the pigmen. But what we're going to do then is we're going to create ourselves a little safe spot in the middle here where they can't get to us. There'll be gaps there, gaps there, gaps there, and gaps there. And then what we'll do is we'll get a bow and arrow out, and then we'll shoot one of them, and then they'll start to attack. They'll go crazy. They'll start running towards us, but they won't be able to get to us. What's going to happen is, oh, it looks like Anfield Angel's about to join us for this video. It's an unexpected surprise. Okay, fair enough. I didn't realise she was going to be online today, so I'm guessing she'll be coming out to help me shortly. But yeah, you'll stand in the middle here. And as the beasties approach you, they won't be able to get you, but they're going to drop. And when they drop, they're going to drop into this area here. And in here is where my crushing system's going to be. So you remember I showed you the piston system that made the wall come out 3 blocks. Well, this is where my wall's going to be. Have I got any blocks on me? I've got some yellow clay. So let's make use of that, and I'll show you. So there's going to be a wall just here, like this. I might even do it in yellow, actually. It looks quite nice, doesn't it? But yeah, just under here will be where that row of blocks will be, and behind it will be the slime blocks, and then behind that, and there's Anfield Angel into the game. Hello, Anfield Angel. I don't know where you are, but I'm up in the gold farm, so if you'd like to come and say hello, we're right at the top, and the beasties are in full effect, by the way. So yeah, do be a little bit careful, because the ghasts will be out and about any minute now. So yeah, all the mechanism that's going to make that work is going to have to sit out the back here somewhere. And yeah, basically, oh, I didn't mean to do that. Let's get rid of that one. Yeah, what I want to do basically is have all of these connected up. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to have to play with the timing. The timing is going to be tricky, but I'm going to have like a, I don't know, maybe like a 30-second delay or something like that, 30 seconds or so, where the pistons come out, where the pistons are retracted. All the zombie pigmen go crazy and come running into the middle. They drop down into here, and then the pistons will go and crush them against this wall here. And there'll be a wall going all the way around this, because like I say, don't forget, I'm going to be in the middle here, in this sort of safe spot right in the middle. And possibly I'll be slightly further up, to be fair. But yeah, I'll be in the middle. Oops. Nearly. I'll be in the middle. There'll be walls all the way around me. The pigmen will get crushed against it. I'm going to leave a little gap. I've already marked it out. You can see we've got half slabs on the bottom here. Partly because that stops things from spawning inside this room, but partly because we're going to build our crusher wall's going to be here, and all the loot is going to fall through those slabs, hopefully, and we'll have hoppers underneath gathering it all up. But the XP should sit on top, and then I will be in here behind a wall just like that one there, and the XP should sneak underneath, meaning that I don't have to go to the XP will come to me without using any piston systems or mine carts or rail cart systems or anything like that. We're not, basically, the trick is going to be, we're not going to rely on the pigmen falling to their death. And I think that's pretty much the one thing I've seen in common with almost every gold farm, is that they rely on the pigmen falling. And that is a perfectly good way of gathering gold. Hello, Enfield Angel, how are you? You doing okay? Are you ready to start gambling? It's been very dangerous up here, hasn't it? It's been very dangerous. We've had 1 or 2 incidents where we've fallen. There were slime blocks down the bottom there, but we are so far up that if you fall from here, they don't help. They don't help at all. The main danger is, to be honest, is the ghasts, because we get out onto the edge and you start placing blocks, and then all of a sudden a ghast will spawn. Normally they spawn, oh, there's a magma just spawned, but they'll spawn sort of on the platform and then immediately just take off and start shooting you. And if you don't spot them in time and they shoot you from behind, well, yeah, there's only one way down, and it's down. And yeah, like I say, we've had 1 or 2 incidents, but nothing too catastrophic. And luckily we do have our slime farm, so we can always get our XP back. But hopefully this is going to be a much better XP farm. A much, much better XP farm. And like I say, if you were just looking for the gold, then you could just rely on the fall damage. We've already gathered up quite a lot of gold just from the zombie pigmen that have been stupid enough to wander off the edge of this thing on their own. So they wander off, they fall, and if you pop downstairs, you'll often find gold nuggets down there as well as rotten flesh. So yeah, to a degree, it's already working as a gold farm. But I think this is going to be a pretty epic XP farm as well. And that's what I really want. I want that sort of combination of both things. Plus, of course, rotten flesh is actually quite useful now. We haven't found any villagers in this series yet. Or I've not anyway. We've not been to a village. But at some point, I want to get myself some villagers to do some trading with. And yeah, trading rotten flesh is now a thing. It never used to be. It was on the PC, but on the console, yeah, rotten flesh was pretty much useless. The only thing you could really do with it was feed your dogs. Whoa, there we go. We got a ghast. We got a ghast. Whoa, look out. Oh, right. Get away from the edge. Get away from the edge. Let's see if we can take this guy out. And he's right above us, actually. Hopefully, we'll get a ghast here. Hopefully, we can get a ghast here. No, it looks like the loot dropped off the side. So, now, you've just witnessed firsthand the danger of being up here. You can see now why this is such a risky thing to do. But like I say, once this is done, once the build is complete, it should actually be very, very safe. We'll have our 2 spawning platforms. I'm going to cover the top layer in glass so that nothing can spawn on the top. So the spawning platforms will be too small for the ghasts. Magmas might still spawn, but it'll probably be too small for the withers. But that should keep us safe. If withers or magmas do spawn, they will also fall into the crusher. So, to be honest, they will take care of themselves. The only real danger, once this thing is finished, the only real danger will be the ghasts. And I'll tell you what I'm going to do. While Enfield Angel's building, I'm going to keep watch, because this is probably the safer way to play. It's for me to keep an eye out. I can place a few blocks on the edge, actually. I guess I can multitask a little bit. But yes, you might have noticed we are building the entire thing out of stained clay. And I guess that is one of the legacies of doing the Hollow Mountain project in the first place. We have hollowed out an entire mountain's worth of clay, and we've got tons of hardened clay, and we could have done these in any colours we wanted. And we did actually consider doing. We were going to do this design like a target originally, so we were going to go sort of red in the middle, and then a layer of white, and then sorry, not a layer, a ring of white, and then a ring of blue. And I thought that would look pretty cool. But we've got so much orange and so much red, and especially orange, to be fair. But we've also got loads of red, loads of yellow from the mountain itself. So we don't need any dyes. We have got tons of this stuff. Oh, ghast. I've just spotted it out of the corner of my eye. Oh dear. Right, okay. Let's see if we can. So the danger is as well, you've got to be really careful. We hit a pigman while we're up here, and we are doomed. We are absolutely doomed if we hit a pigman. There'll be no escape. Here we go. Let's see if we can get this guy. He's running away. And let's see. They often do that, actually. They disappear. They sort of start flying downwards, which is a bit weird. But, the magma's after me now. There we go. Let's take him out. It will be quite handy, actually, to gather up magma creams as well. Oh, another ghast. Where is he? He's up there. See, yeah, like I say, this is a valid spawn block now, so anything can spawn up here. And because there's no limit, like, they couldn't spawn here, for example, because it's not tall enough, but they can spawn right here, and they do. Constantly. And, yeah, like I say, it's pretty dangerous place to be fair. Let's take him out. He's too far away for us to get the ghast tears, unfortunately, which is a bit of a shame. Do you know what? I just heard you drinking a potion there. I should have done that, shouldn't I? I should have brought a night vision potion. It would have made this thing a lot easier to show off. But yeah, anyway, so we're going to carry on now. We're going to place some blocks and try and get this spawning pad completely finished. We're going all the way out to here, to these torches. This is, I believe it's 81 blocks across. We've gone out 40 from the middle, so 40 in every direction from the middle. We're going to go a perfect circle all the way around with this design. Then we're going to go up and we're going to do it again on this floor. And then we've got to get ourselves some sand and some glass and covering the top. So we have got a lot of blocks to place. Plus I need to try and work out and finalise this design for my redstone piston crusher system. And yeah, I don't want to get into doing loads and loads of redstone on camera because I know it's tedious to watch, especially since I'm not really an expert. I am just kind of making things up as I go along. So yeah, I don't want to have a video of me getting things wrong over and over again. I know that's a bit frustrating for some of you guys. But hopefully what we'll do over the next few episodes is I'll be able to sort of give you updates of where we've got up to in doing this. Because, well, yeah, if you didn't know, we do play 100% in survival mode. We don't go into creative. We don't use host privileges. There's no flying or any of that nonsense. If we fall and die, we fall and die. All of the blocks we place, we've mined ourselves. So yeah, it's going to be a long, hard task. If you feel like recreating this in creative, you could probably do it in a few hours. But yeah, in survival, this is very, very hard work and a very, very slow job. But it's a job that we're going to get through. And like I say, we'll be sharing it with you as we go. But yeah, hopefully you like what you've seen so far and you've enjoyed the video. I am going to end the episode here because, like I say, I know the last one dragged on a little bit. But yeah, hopefully you can see where this is shaping up, where this is going to go to. And yeah, hopefully you'll join us for the next episode when I can show you even more. In the meantime, thank you very much for watching, and hopefully I will see you all in episode 14. Bye!